I will make my own game. That's exactly how I started 2025, and although this video was delayed, and the reason upside, so now you'll find out what my previous videos were leading up to. Yes, especially to my 3 subbers. So, as you already understood from the introduction, I created my first game practically on my own. The only person who helped me with the creation is the 3D modeling artist who, based on my tutorials, is putting together location and everything else. But what kind of game is it, and what genre is it? It's horror. Fuck, how predictable, right? But not just a first-person walkthrough, a real horror. I've been a fan of this genre since childhood, surrounded by creepypastas, screamers and other stuff. But the first game that scared me was Five Nights at Freddy's, especially Part 4. This atmosphere of fear was unique, the feeling that you are in a familiar environment and something is wrong with it. It's very oppressive, just like with screamers. Later, Slender's Arrival came out, which finished me off completely, especially the segment in the mine. It still gives me the creeps, even today. But lately, not much scared me. I can't even remember a single title that scared me, and that was kind of sad. But then I asked myself, why not create a horror game that would not only scare me, but also draw me in? What if I created a horror game that would scare even the average person? But not with cheap tricks, but with other mechanics that few people know about and use. In other words, breathe something new into the horror game genre. And yeah, there was a smooth transition to the game mechanics, but I will still mention a few mechanics. The first mechanic will be breaking the thief's wall. What the fuck is the fifth wall? What does it mean? Yes, this term exists, but it is rare, informal, and hardly ever used in a professional and everyday context. Usually the fifth wall refers to the boundary between characters and authors, and the act of creating a work. IDES the meta level, IDES the meta horror. Yes, I know about this genre, but my game will not be 100% that, because this technique of breaking the fifth wall will not be its core, and it will be used in other moments, not related to scaring the player. There is also the practical use of the zero wall technique, and unlike the previous technique, this term is practically never used by anyone. It is essentially an unrecognized term. But what it means is breaking the boundary between the game and the real world. Many games use this technique, for example, Doki Doki, Inscription, Scared, Pony Island, One Shot, and so on. And just like with the first technique, it will not be its sole constructor. So let's move on to part 2 of the setting, without spoilers. The game will take place on 6th of August 1996 in the state of Nevada. The game will start with a prologue that will tell you about the protagonist's recent past, after which the action will move to real time, where he will, so to speak, put a self-defense tool on his temple. But unexpectedly, a stranger rings the doorbell and invites the protagonist to join a secret organization. The protagonist agrees and must perform the following actions, namely interact with objects directly, and of course they will differ in terms of danger class, characteristics, and so on. And yes, many have already sensed the SCP vibe from the footage, and I won't lie when I say that I was inspired by this universe, a little. But unlike the SCP games themselves, where you just run away from monsters and try to escape, here you will have to face them one-on-one in their containment chamber. And no, the protagonist will not be some kind of experimentable material. Returning to the brief plot, I suppose many of you are already bored, but wait for the game release. Because it's better to check it out for yourself, as I'm not very good at describing it in words. And finally, the main part of the video. I don't want to sound like a beggar, but I need your help. To implement all the location in the game, I need to raise about 2,000 euros. For me and my current situation, this is an insurmountable amount, but you can help me. You can donate any amount to Boosty, but here a reasonable question arises. Why don't you just go to Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or even GameFound? Well, translate this phrase through Hex and you will understand why, because I can voice it and insert it in its original form. In short, the place where I am is isolated. And of course, there will be surprises for reaching certain amounts, so your help can also influence some aspects of the game. Also, it already does. Another question may arise, how can I be sure that my money won't just go into your pocket and that you won't simply run off with my money, and not only my money, once the full amount is reached? Well, that's a serious question and I have an answer for it. I'll be posting the entire game development process on my Discord channel, where I will provide daily updates on the development process, any innovations, reworkings, and addition to locations, correction and bug fixes, and of course a photo of the locations being created. Right now the screen will show photos of the locations that have already been created, but it's only 6 or 7% of the entire game. But it's not just the locations. There will also be photos of the creation of characters, antagonists, EXPs, and others. And I just wanted to convey that I'm not a fraudster, that I'll not run away with your money, but it would be better to prove it with actions. I also wanted to mention the page on the itch.io where the game and more is described in a more concise manner, and not forgetting about this channel. I also wanted to mention that in parallel with everything listed above, I will also be running it, and it will be dedicated to games and everything related to them. So that's all for now. I was actually embarrassed to record my voice because this is my first time when I'm narrating a video. So join my Discord server and check out my page on itch.io and Boosty. All the links will be in the description. This is Please, good luck to you all, and see ya.